I'm just waiting for people to join. I'm just going to be prepping some canvases tonight, nothing special. But feeling a little insecure today. Really wanted to paint this weekend and feeling kind of down about not getting started. So here I am. Sun's gone down. I feel better about actually doing something. So I'm going to prep some canvases. Figured it's Sunday. If anybody wants to join, you can. If not, that's cool too. I'll just chill on my own. I don't know who just joined, but thank you. I'm just prepping some canvases, so feel free to hang out, ask questions. Prepping with a gray gesso right now, several small paintings. And I'm just chilling to some music, man. I'm gonna put a few coats on these bad boys, probably get started on a couple of paintings tonight. I have 3 in particular that I already printed out references for. Hello. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that here in a little bit, but first I'm going to prep all these canvases first, because it's kind of like a manufacturing process in a way. I like to get one step out of the way kind of quickly for time's sake. It's just better than doing one at a time. And I was feeling like being isolated, so I thought I should probably force myself out of my comfort zone and actually join some people. I have no idea, to be honest. Somebody from Twitch? No idea. I'm getting some weirdos lately, and it's part of the issue I've been having. It's making me want to retreat, to be honest. So, not sure. I actually had a weird person the other day calling me and writing weird stuff on the internet, and I ended up having to block that person, so it might have to happen again. I didn't even notice what was said. But yeah, if you're just joining, I'm just prepping some canvases. Didn't put any makeup on today or anything, so it's kind of weird to get comments like that. But anyway, here I am, trying to make myself not be too isolated like I've been all weekend, and try to push past my insecurity by sharing the night with y'all. So welcome, Arc Bro, or ACR Bro, sorry, and whoever else is with me right now. I'm using Restream, so I can't see who all's with me. I can just see that there's 3 people watching on different platforms. So feel free to ask any questions about art, painting, drawing. I'm happy to talk all things art. I need to get my mind off of some stuff anyway. So if you've got any questions, throw them at me. Okay, cool. So yeah, can you see? I guess I did put the chat overlay so you can kind of see. Weirdo. I don't know how to kick people off of here. Let me do this. Maybe that'll do something. Sorry, I'm switching back and forth between stuff right here. I'm just gonna do this. Gross, dude. I don't know why people are so weird sometimes. I just ended my stream on Twitch because that was just too weird. I'm trying to get away from that kind of attention right now, so it's interesting that I got that right away. I don't understand why somebody would just say something like that. Gross. It's like this old guy who was just coming after me. Yeah, I've called it that before. Is that bad? Should I name it something else? Maybe that was bad of me to title it that way. I mean, I wasn't asking for a sexual company. Oh, hey, Egg. Egg 2. I remember you. Welcome back. It's nothing too exciting tonight. But if you stick around long enough, maybe I'll start painting something on the canvas. Been a little inconsistent lately, so got one down. Got a few more to go. So did you change your name? Or is this a different account? So, yeah, I mean, it was Twitch, so I just took it off Twitch. I don't have a big following there anyway, but I didn't want him joining me. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Change your username. Yeah, I don't want the weirdos, and I'm not logged in to Twitch right now. I'm just using Restream to restream it everywhere. So that was the only way I probably could have kicked them off and just kept streaming there, but I just figured I'd just stop streaming there. I don't want somebody doing gross stuff to my face, especially telling me about it. It's gross. So anyway, yeah, prepping canvases is it's like a way for me to just kind of streamline the process, get everything done at once, but also to clear my mind and actually get me messing around with paint first before I have the what do you call it? The thank you for agreeing with me. It's pretty gross. I don't understand people who do that. Yeah, and that was like really quick. That was within a few seconds of me posting and said that stuff. I was kind of shocked, to be honest. It was like he was treating it like it was illegal. If you've ever heard of that service, I've thought about trying that before, but I don't want to encounter that crap there either. But yeah, so sometimes just staring at a blank canvas is kind of crippling for me. So I really feel like I have to paint my canvas first with a color. And I just started watching a workshop that I purchased over a year ago. And he preps, his canvases with, or his wood panels with gray gesso. And I've never done it before. And I thought, that's a good idea to show accurate colors, because the way that we perceive colors all relative to everything around it, all the other colors. So if you're painting on a white canvas, chances are that perception of the white's going to mess with the way that you perceive the colors you're putting on the canvas as well. So you might think that they're right, but they're actually not once you get all the other colors down. So in a sense, this is kind of neutralizing the canvas and making it, what do you call it? A level playing field for putting the colors down. That's not really what I was looking for, but I hope you get the point. So yeah, so I'm gonna hope to start painting a few paintings tonight. I have a few commissions that I have to work on. I meant to start them the other night, but I got distracted and started feeling down on myself. So I'm gonna paint some presidents, because that was a commission for me. So I'm gonna paint JFK and Abraham Lincoln, which I've never painted a president before. And then also, this one's been on the books for a while. I think his name's Joe Doctello. Somebody commissioned me to paint him as well. So I have the larger canvas panel here for that one. And then I have these little bitty ones that I'm prepping right now. But I figured since I have everything, I have several canvases just on reserve that I just dig through whenever I want to paint something. So I have several of the same size. I've got 6 here. So I'm going to paint these with the gesso. And then after that, it shouldn't take me too long. After I do those, I'm probably going to start prepping my palette with some paints and start some monochromatic paintings, because these shouldn't take too long to paint. My guess is going to be probably, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour and a half or something like that. So for each one. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, so later tonight I'll be working on those. It shouldn't be too long from now. Um, and I'll probably just keep the live stream going. Where did I put my paintbrush? Here it is. Okay. So I have a couple of wood panels here, and I'm really stoked that I found them because I didn't know I had them. And you know, I've probably had these since 2011. It's crazy. I just haven't painted on them. And what's really cool is the workshop that I started watching today that I purchased over a year ago, he's using a wood panel. His name is David Kassan, or Kassan. I'm not too sure how you say his name, but he's a phenomenal painter. I've respected and admired him for a very long time. He's a master at painting realism, especially. He's got a whole series about the Holocaust survivors, and that's near and dear to my heart because my family lived in Nazi Germany, and they moved here shortly after the war. Yeah, I've had these panels for a really long time, probably since 2010, 2011. But I'm finally going to use them. I want to paint some eyeballs or something. So that's what I'll probably end up doing with these, because the workshop that I purchased is actually about painting an eye and using a specific palette to paint the eye and the skin tones. So I really want to practice with the different palette that I'm used to. Yeah, I know. Hey, but I've been painting since 2009. It's been a while. It's about time I use these. And I really do prefer wood over canvas anyway, but most of what I have are canvases. And you know, they're pre-primed with white gesso, but white gesso, it's usually when it's pre-primed, it's not a whole lot of layers and it needs more anyway. Some people paint right on top of it, but I just don't think it's quite enough. Sometimes you'll still get oil paint seeping through that. I mean, if I was painting with acrylic paint, it probably wouldn't be too bad. My goal, you mean like in general with painting or with these specific paintings? Because my general goal is always kind of shifting. I just love art, and when I was a kid, I always felt like art was heaven to me. I felt back then I just drew, so I thought, oh well, you know, if I was in heaven, if heaven exists, then I would love to just have paper and pencils everywhere, and I could be left alone and be fine. That's my heaven, you know. So it's kind of in flux, my whole idea of that. As I've aged, because my birthday's next week, and I'm gonna be 37. I'm approaching my 40s, and you know, when I was younger, see how far back do I want to go? When I was younger, I just wanted to enjoy life by creating art, and I didn't want to sell anything. I just wanted to make art, and I was often upset if somebody wanted my art and wanted to buy it. It's funny that I say that though, because I did actually go knocking door to door when I was 7, selling cartoons that I drew of Looney Tunes to neighbors, because in school they made us go knocking door to door to sell candy and stuff from a catalog. And I thought, you know, I hate doing that for other people, but I would do it for myself. So I started making cartoon drawings specifically to sell for like a quarter to the neighbors. But then, you know, even the personal stuff that I did up until I was probably about 11, I think, is when I started selling art. An adult reached out to me and wanted me to draw something specifically for him. Because I didn't start painting until 2009. I actually never thought I'd be a painter. But what really was a big deal to me was when, I don't know if you know who Dane Cook is, the comedian, but back in the MySpace days, I had him as a friend on there, and he was like one of the first comedians ever to like do social media. And I was a huge fan. I'm not so much anymore, but back then I was obsessed. I drew him in high school in an advertising design class where we learned how to draw really big drawings. That's really the only art class I ever took that was a specific like semester or a year of a kind of like an art class in school, in grade school anyway. Anyway, I posted that drawing on MySpace and a picture of me with it, and he made me one of his top 8 friends on MySpace. And I was like super excited that he shared it. on his MySpace because he had at the time like quite a few followers, several hundreds, if not thousands. And that is kind of what changed my life, because at the time I thought that was the best drawing I'd ever did in my life. I thought I could never do anything like it again. I thought there's no way I could top that. People were messaging me after he did that, asking me to buy it. I didn't know what to say. Like, some of them I just flat out turned them down because I was like, no, this is mine. Like, this is what I'm doing this for me, not for anybody else. But then I kept thinking about it because I was on his top 8 for a while. I can't remember how long it was. I even actually reached out to him and was like, can I sell it? He didn't reply to me though, but it was interesting to see the shift in me, because I was like, what good's it gonna do me if I hold on to this drawing of Dane Cook? I mean, I enjoy Dane Cook, but all these other people seem to like the drawing that I did more than I liked it. I never did sell it. I still have it in a tube in my bedroom, but that experience changed my way of thinking about art in general. So I started thinking I should probably think about selling my art. And it took me a long time to like kind of work past the idea of like, okay, now I'm making art for other people, or should I still make art that I like and just see if people like it? I know this is just me going down the rabbit hole, but yeah, that experience was really cool because, even drawing that drawing in my class, it was high school, so other kids were taking that class as well at a different period than I was. So it was hanging still on the walls. And Dane Cook, he had just done I think his first Netflix special, and that's why everybody was starting to like him so much. And people were writing down his jokes on my drawing, not my drawing, but the reference of the drawing. And it just gave me so much joy. Like, every time I would walk into the classroom and see the new jokes on the reference paper, I was just so excited. But yeah, after that, my thoughts really shifted, and I thought, maybe someday I'll open an art gallery, or maybe someday I'll actually sell stuff and make it my career. So instead of having this closed mindset of I'm doing all of my art just for me and I'm going to hoard it all, I drastically shifted to okay, maybe I actually can share it and help other people feel a little happier and enjoy the beauty in life as well. So it shifted to that, and I got real caught up on the monetary aspect of it. But now I still would love to make more money off of my art, because I do kind of consistently make money every year off some sales of my art. Like last year, I took a gamble on myself and I actually got a new website. I paid quite a bit for it because I wanted to put some faith in myself as an artist. So, I mean, my ultimate goal is just to continue to do the thing that I've always done, which is to paint, or not to paint, but to create art, to share that with people. I love doing this, even though I don't do it so much, because I love to have a sense of community, and I am very introverted, so I don't tend to go outside much. Even though I want to be connected to people, I much prefer to be on my own. So doing this, sharing online is really good for me. And, it would be really cool to be able to support myself with my work, and to continue to talk to people like you and share my knowledge, as other people have helped me throughout my artistic endeavors with college and stuff, which is where I had a lot of epiphanies about creating art. So long story short, I would love to do what I love to do, have a good time doing it, and share it with other people. Ultimately, that is the goal. I think success in life is when you can be content with where your life is, regardless of if that means your dreams are fulfilling your monetary goals or not. And so that's what I'm more aiming for the older I get, is I want to be able to be content with where I am in life, regardless of my means for financial success. So even though I would love for this to be the only thing that I do, I'm coming to the understanding that it doesn't have to be what brings in my money, my sole source of money. It can be supplementary. And I can use what I have as a day job, which is a photographer, to help me support what I'm doing here tonight, which is, paint and talk to people about what I do. And yeah, it's kind of my ultimate goal. I think I was put on the earth to help people primarily and to show people the good in life, the beauty in life. So I hope that's what I'm doing by doing this. That's probably my primary goal. I've taught art before, some art classes I've taught individually. And it's really interesting because some people throughout my life have told me, oh, you should be a therapist. But truly, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could be a therapist. And truly, with teaching art, it already kind of is therapy. Like, I taught a drawing class one time, and only one lady showed up this one class, or I guess for a few classes in a row. She was the only lady, but I still went because I felt like it was important. She was retired, and she just wanted to learn how to draw. And I was like, okay, I could do this. And I showed her some very simple processes to learn very simple things with drawing, just really fundamental things. And oh, thank you. And she actually started crying because she felt a loss of control in drawing. And I kind of had to be her therapist for a little bit to walk her through what was feeling out of control and stuff. Because she was, I guess this lady was probably like in her 50s or 60s, something like that. I should have put a palette out here with some color on it. But yeah, she couldn't handle it. I mean, she took my class probably a handful of times, and then she kind of stopped coming. I don't really think it had anything to do with me per se, but it was really interesting to just see. I mean, she was like a prime example because she actually like really got emotional about it. But there were other people too who were just like really struggling mentally with it. It's actually easier to teach people who are young to paint or to draw because they usually don't have these preconceived notions. They're not usually terribly insecure like adults are. Oh, my cat wants to join. So having that experience and feeling really fulfilled, it made me just really want to share more and teach more. But I don't necessarily know if the classroom environment's meant for me. I had several professors in college that were encouraging me to get my master's to become a professor. And maybe someday I'll do that. I do have my bachelor's degree. I don't have a master's, but I just don't know if the classroom environment is for me. I much prefer to talk to people one-on-one. I don't have a problem with speaking in front of people. I actually did go to school for speech as well as education and art. So I don't have an issue really with that. I just prefer one-on-one stuff. And I apologize, but you may see my cat. He's sniffing around my iPad right now. George! Hey, Deuterino. That's his nickname. That was very long-winded. I apologize, but I hope that answers your question about what my goal is for my artistic career. He just jumped off the table. I have to say, of everything that I've shared on as far as social media goes, YouTube has been my favorite. Thanks. My dad named my cat. He used to be my dad's cat. He couldn't hang on to him anymore, and I ended up adopting him because the cat really liked me when I stayed with my parents for a little bit a year ago. It's been just about a year, actually. I'm curious if it's today that I've had George. He was just about 8 months back then. Now he's probably, 20 months old. But he's the best. He's like my soulmate. He's a really cool guy. And his nickname is Deuterino. And I have Stella around here too somewhere, but she is a scaredy cat if I've ever seen one. She was abandoned in another apartment, and my apartment complex asked me to take her in because she was abandoned, and they don't even know how long she was abandoned for. So I took her in, got her all fixed up from the vet. She did have some health problems, but now she's living large. She's a very small cat though, but She's loving it here. She's just now finally starting to come around to, and her name is Stella, but I call her Miss Ploppers because she likes to plop on the floor. And you know, I wasn't even gonna get cats because I'm allergic, but I fell for this guy, and I knew that I wouldn't have to pay for him to be in my apartment complex because he's technically my emotional support cat. So, yeah, I have birds in my other room. You've probably seen them before if you've been on my channel before and watched my lives. I feel really bad for them, so I moved my table and all my easels out to the living room now. I don't really watch TV. I only really watch things on my phone or my tablet. I do have some TVs out here, but I figured I don't need to have a life like everybody else has as far as how my apartment's arranged or anything. I think 2 coats is going to be good enough for this guy. So, you can see I have my easel back there. I have another easel right next to it, and I've got this easel that I'm working on. Plus, I just unfolded this table tonight. I did used to have a hammock in here as well, but I took that down so I could clean the other day. And then I was like, you know what? I actually really like having a living room that's pretty empty and can be anything I want it to be. So now that I'm prioritizing my art, or at least I'm really trying to paint more regularly, I figured it'd be best for me to have all my art stuff in one place and make it a welcoming environment for me and just reduce any barriers that I have to creating. Because even sometimes I'll say, oh, I'm going to do a live, or I'm going to do a video tonight, or I'm going to work on 7 paintings and, you know, get them all halfway done tonight. And I set such unrealistic high expectations for myself. And then I just end up getting so stressed out about these expectations, I don't even start. So I'm starting to like have lowered expectations for myself so that I can just, you know, start a few paintings like tonight. My goal, honestly, tonight is to at least work on one. There's one that I've had on the docket for a while. I really need to work on it. So I really want to start that one. That's going to be on this one. But honestly, this is the last thing that I'm gessoing, and I think 2 coats will be enough. So I can't really start this one until it's dry, which is going to take a while. I am using an acrylic-based gesso, so it won't take too long. If I had to guess, I'd probably guess 30 minutes because I applied some pretty thin coats on it. But because I have to wait, I'm going to have to start one on another canvas. But I don't think you can see, but they're all a little streaky, so I'm probably going to go over them all once more with the gesso that's gray. Technically, I don't have to, though. I just don't like it that they're streaky, but I'm probably going to cover them all with oil paint anyway, so maybe it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so I'm going to let this one dry. I'm going to hang this one up here. And let's see if I have one that's dry enough. Maybe I can just start a painting right now. These are from earlier. They feel a little cold, and sometimes when they're cold, they're not quite dry, even though they're dry to the touch. So I don't know, maybe this one? I have to say, though, it is a little cold outside as well. So I think I will start on this one. I don't know if I want to do Lincoln first or Kennedy. And I'm not going to do what I usually do, so I'm going to have to draw it with my paintbrush or get some charcoal. So I got to decide what I'm going to do. My charcoals are in the other room. My paints are behind me, so you'll have to apologize me while you have to excuse me. I apologize while I collect my things to start this painting, and be right back. Oh, I also want to work on this guy. I picked this up from a friend who's going to give it to somebody, and it had what appeared to be laundry detergent here. So I do want to fix this up, so I might actually do that first. I'm going to get the colors that I use to paint this guy, and I'm going to fix this. I already painted the sides. Might go over it one more time with black gesso. And I also want to install some hanging gear back here. I did this commission for him for, I don't know, I think a year ago or two. And I also need to clean it up. There's a little bit of green in here I want to go back over. And I want to varnish it once it's completely dry, but that won't be tonight. So I want to touch this up, and I'll probably end up doing that next. I forgot that that was a project that I had. So I got my palette here. Let's see. I have a tight seal on it so that not a lot of oxygen gets in there, because that's what causes the curing process. Because oil paints don't actually dry the way that you would think, like maybe a watercolor would or something. It's a chemical process. So the airtight seal just helps to, it helps the paints not get so hard so quickly. Let's see here. A lot of this is already hard, and I already know I use different paint on this guy. This dog painting here. So I'll just, while I'm working, you can kind of take a peek at this. Hopefully I don't get it wet with anything else. Take a look. Don't fall over, guy. Y'all can look at that while I'm cleaning up my palette. But yeah, I used a mixture of paint on that to make it purple, whereas on the palette I have right now, I've got some tube colored purple, and it won't match. So I'm gonna have to mix up what I had on my palette before to get that same color. I mean, technically it is my painting, so I can put whatever color I want on it, but I want to try to get it as close as possible to that. Ooh, shoot. I should have gone after this with alcohol. Thank you. I hope the recipient likes it once they receive it. So far, I've got nothing but good things said about it, so I have high hopes that the person will like it. Wow, wait, what did I use? I think I used alizarin crimson. Let's see if I can find it. Alizarin crimson, maybe yellow ochre, maybe. Oh, I also want to grab some oil. I got that. Oh, come on, alizarin, where are you? Got all my paints over here in the stack. I kind of organized them the other day, but I didn't think ahead for this one. I'm seeing purple, but I'm not seeing alizarin. Where did I put those? I had a stack of tubes the other day that were down on the floor, and I moved them. You see, oh, I have paint everywhere. Oh, it's not in here. Isn't that frustrating? Wasn't that cute? What is wrong? Oh, that's gonna annoy me. I don't know where I put those paints. Well, how about I look for the nose color? Haha! I found one of them. It's using Naples yellow on here. So I'm gonna move some of these out of the way. I got a lot of paintings here, or wall canvases. So I'm gonna move these out of the way. And then hopefully I can find my alizarin crimson and other colors that I'm looking for. Meanwhile, hopefully my cat doesn't step on anything. Okay, now back to the viewing. I'm sorry, my iPad died, so I had to switch to my phone. I thought I had my iPad charging, but it's not charging, so now I can do it this way. so you can actually see me paint it anyway, which is probably a better idea than what I was doing. I'll actually get it prepped on here, wipe this off so I'm not getting any gray on it. I'll set my palette here. But it's really frustrating. I really thought that my iPad was charging. I guess I didn't take a close look at it. I have it plugged in, but I guess the cord's not working or something. I'm really bummed, but is it still? Oh, my alizarin's still good. I don't know if you can see that. I got lucky. My alizarin crimson's still really wet. Some of my other colors on my palette dry really, really fast, and some of them don't. And that's one of the ones that I think has a lot more medium in it of the oil, so it's not gonna dry as fast. So I guess, let me see here. Some of them are still really good. Some of the student grade paints do that really quickly. So let me see. Just gotta grab some brushes. I'm gonna get a few of my favorites from back here. I can't see anything. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Now it's a question of, can I remix these colors? It's been a while. And this is just dried on there, so let me see. Oh, golly, it's been so long, I don't remember what I used. I had a different palette back then. Oh, you know what? I think I remember now a little bit. Let me see. I'm using alizarin crimson. I just mixed some CAD red lights. Although I don't think I mixed that in there, but I'm gonna dig into my ultramarine blue. That's a really grayed out mess. Looks like black. Kind of knew that was gonna happen as soon as I added that red. I'm gonna start over. Man, this is really sticky. What happened here? I think it has paint on it. So I'm gonna start a new section over here, because the first order of business that I want to do is I want to fix that. In fact, I'm starting to wonder if I used purple on this. Did I? Because this looks closer to this. Let me see. That might be what I did. I may have gone back in and used some purple. And I can't see any chat anymore. So let me see if I poke on that. Okay. Didn't know if anybody was saying anything to me. So feel free to ask questions. I'm just rambling. It's going to be a little bit harder for me to see the questions now, but I did just pull up the chat function. So if anybody says anything, I can see it. It's just small, and I need to remember to look up at it. This looks pretty good, I would say. Looks pretty close. If not, I can just add more over here. So I'm gonna fix it. Totally forgot that I had to work on this. This is why it's so important to varnish a painting. It used to be that I didn't do that. I didn't varnish the painting because oil paint takes forever to cure. So, you know, I gave this to my friend who purchased it from me, but it was still, I think it was just barely dry. So I didn't have a chance to varnish it, but now it's been long enough that it's definitely dry and can be varnished. But since it got soap on it, I had to scrub it off. And when I scrubbed it off, paint came off with it. So I'm going back and I'm fixing that now. Because I would hate for it to be delivered to somebody without it being totally covered with paint. It seems really unprofessional. So fixing it up. And I'm seeing that some parts of the painting, I think more paint's come off over time. So I'm just gonna fix everywhere I see some white on the canvas, and once it's all dry, excuse me, dang. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna varnish it when it's all dry. And because of the colors that I'm using, I think that's gonna happen pretty quickly. Because these colors that I'm using right now dry really fast. Like within a couple of days, they'll probably be dry to the touch. I'm using, I think it's manganese violet, ultramarine blue, and alizarin crimson, I think. That's what I just squeezed out. What's hard for me right now is I didn't oil out my canvas, so I didn't put oil all over it to see what it would look like all together, because the fresh paint that I'm applying right now, it's all going to look very shiny versus the painting from before. This all looks very matte now, and once I varnish it, it's going to look really nice and shiny. And I'm sorry that this is showing my light. I have a ring light. I forgot what I was saying. That's right. So it's just been a little scuffed up, so I'm just gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I really wish I had oiled it out so that I could see what it all looks like together. Oh well. It'll still look good when I'm done. That's all that matters. Right, that's all that matters. Alright, so where did I put my other... I got my Naples yellow out and I don't know where to put it. I wanted to fix his nose and stuff. Dang, I don't know where I put it. This is the life, having ADHD and forgetting where you put something as soon as you set it down. This is why sometimes I hesitate to even hit stream, because I don't feel very organized. Golly, where did I put it? It can't have grown legs and walked away. Let me see, is it over here? Let's see. But I did find another palette knife. It has to be here, guys. I wish you could have seen everything so you could tell me where I put it. Because I don't know where I put it. I even forgot to put gloves on. I found another thing to paint. Found a circle. I'm gonna paint that too. Dang. That's real. Oh, it fell on the floor. I see it. I see it. I see it. Excuse me. Oh God. All right. We got Naples yellow. I really like Naples yellow. It's a less chromatic yellow, I think, in my opinion. It just means it's less intense. So I used it in a lot of the lighter areas, and then I mixed it with some white to lighten it up. So I'm just gonna take some of this and go over some of the lighter areas where I don't know what got on here, but something green got on here. It looks like it may have been paint, to be honest, but I don't know. I actually need to find my yellow ochre, because my yellow ochre is what I use to mix with the Naples yellow. So I need to find one that I can actually open, because I don't know where there's one that I can open. Oh! Well, this one's cap is all busted, so maybe I can use this one. It's not too hard. Let me see. Oh, it created a film with its own paint, so let me see if I can... Yeah, I think I can still use that. So that's the cool thing about oil paint, is it just kind of dries in layers. So even though the cap broke off, I could poke through the top layer of paint that cured and use what's underneath. The only issue with that is now I have to add oil into it to make it more usable. So I'm just gonna drop tad bit in there. And I don't think you can see what I'm doing, can you? But basically, I'm just going to mix a little bit of that oil into this yellow ochre. I'm really bummed that my iPad stopped working. I specifically found a cord that was really long so I could plug it in and let it charge while I was working, and it wasn't even charging. I need to probably throw that cord away. So since I'm mostly finished with this painting, I don't really need a reference anymore, since I'm just barely touching up some of these spots. I just realized I need another color. I think I used raw sienna. I think I used this guy, if I'm not mistaken. My Williamsburg paint. It's freaking expensive. Can I undo it though, is the question. It's on there pretty good. I don't know. Let me see another raw sienna. Sometimes I have to use, what do you call it, a wrench or pliers to get it off, to open it, I mean. Let's see that there. And come on, raw sienna, where are you? It's very frustrating, actually. Sometimes that'll break up the paint from sticking. Ooh, it worked. Sometimes that works if it's not too dry, but you can see, like, I didn't do a good job of cleaning the threads on that or this, but you really should clean those off because it gets gummy and then it won't want to open. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I used, so we're gonna stick with that. And this time I'm gonna wipe it off, so that hopefully next time I approach this, it won't be stuck like it was before. I could actually go in and clean that more, but I'm gonna leave it like that. So this one I don't have to add oil to because Williamsburg paint's really good about the consistency not being too stiff, and it's not like my other one that already kind of dried up from being compromised. Okay, I knew I was mixing this for a reason. Where did I put it? Need to lighten it up a lot. So I'm just mixing in some more yellows to try to match what was there before, just to get rid of these little green dots. They're everywhere. This bad boy down here. I'm pretty proud of myself. I matched up pretty well. Man, I need another brush because now that has dark paint on it. Some of my brushes are a little stiff. I'm trying to find one that isn't. Alright. This one's good enough, I think. I think this is a number 4. Filbert. But technically it's a cat's tongue. It doesn't look like a cat's tongue anymore. Alright. Now I'm mixing some yellow ochre with some Naples yellow. Trying not to get any other paint in there. I do have cat hair in it though. That's not happy to me. Let's see. There you go. Fix that one. Go a little bit darker to get some of this. Yeah, I matched it. Becoming a little more proud of myself. Also seeing that it's not completely, this isn't completely covered. It's bothering me. This won't take me too long. Trying to cover up that green splotches. I'm noticing stuff down here too I'm not too fond of. think that might be from just tonight. So I accidentally got some gesso on there, I think. What I could do is I could take water and try to rub it off, but I think the easier thing to do might be to just repaint that part. So weird, kind of working back into an older painting of mine. That's the darker one. Okay. So I adjusted the edges of this the other day because it just didn't look too good to me for it to be white around the edges, especially because I don't know how the person's going to hang it. And I want to put hanging wire on the back so that they don't need a frame. But I noticed that after I painted the edges, I had some white down here still where the wood turns over. So like at the very corner. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to match the colors that are there and make it to where there's not this white kind of fuzzy gap between the side of the painting and the face of the painting. And I think I'm doing all right. Kind of trying to match it. I'm also really irked by some of this not being covered by paint. So, what else do I got? I gotta paint some this stuff down here. See, I'll notice some green in there still. I'm kind of feathering it in because I don't know exactly how well they're gonna match once it's all one color. Because when it hasn't cured yet, well, it really depends on the pigment and the paint, but before it's cured, some will look more matte, some will look more glossy. And like, I pretty much know for a fact all of this stuff that I just painted is probably going to continue to look glossy. It's not going to look matte at all. But then when I varnish everything, it'll all come together and look better. But now I'm really bothered since I started trying to fix it. I think I'm going to go back in and cover up some of these gaps that I missed before. I don't like that. There are still gaps. And when I say gaps, I mean there's areas of the canvas that are not painted. It's almost like I painted it in one layer, but I know I didn't. So I'm just going to go in and fix what I see. It's like, I don't think anybody's gonna notice me, but still, I don't like that. And since I'm already here, why not, right? So, I do see some more green down here I didn't quite catch earlier. So, my dark brush, find those areas again. Mix a little bit of a dark color in here. Hopefully it matches. Too dark. I think it's too dark. Hey, I don't know what that is though. It's so weird. Some green something. Oh, the world may never know. That already looks so much better to me. I'm not happy with stuff like that. What was I just going to do? I already forgot. I'm going to break this white. Oh, it's the wrong one. This one. Anastasia Buku paint on it. It's so interesting looking at this painting because even though it's only been, I don't know, a year or two, I can already see so much that I would change, like stylistically. I was much looser with this painting than I probably would be today. Even though I do like painting loose, I'm just not happy with some of this. I haven't taken a really good look at this in a while. Oh man, where's my oil? Did I lose it? Here it is. The white paint that I'm going to use is really stiff, so I'm going to add some more oil to it. Oh, there's more green. I'm gonna cover that. Cover that up. I think that looks better. But I'm not happy with this. A little bit of blank canvas there. Can't even really tell, but I can. So I'm fixing it. So just taking a good look, trying to see if I can find any other spots that are green, or maybe like I kind of still can see it under there, over here. So I might just go back in and do another little tap on there. Curious what that was. I couldn't wash it off though when I was trying to wash off the other stuff. It wouldn't come off. So I think I made that too light. There we go. All right. I think that looks pretty good. Going to fix up some here. Well, I'm having a good time. Wasn't too sure I would have a good time tonight, but I'm having a good time. I'm glad I'm actually doing something. I was really fretting it earlier. But I do think that for now, I need to move on from this painting onto a different one. Need to find out where to put this guy though, so that it can dry in peace or cure in peace. I'm always nervous now because I have cats and my cats like to jump on things. So it's just a matter of putting it somewhere. I'm gonna go put it in the kitchen. I'll be right back. Now it's just a matter of deciding which one to do first. I've got several here. Ooh, I don't know who would be a better candidate. Should it be? Should it be JFK or Lincoln? Lincoln. How do this work? I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous because I like to do a little quote unquote cheating. I'm gonna go straight to it with this. I think this one might be easier just because it's a little bit bigger. I might be able to actually do it at this size. So I'm just gonna grab some tape if I can find it. I like using tape, but I have to find it. It's usually right next to my stuff, so I don't know what gives. Where's my tape? It's very frustrating. My tape's usually right here, man. Boo! Boo hiss! Alright. I think I might just do this then. No tape, gotta improvise. I really wanted to tape it though. That's what I'm used to doing. I can't believe I can't find my tape. That is beyond frustrating. It's usually like right there next to my stuff. I also don't know where my regular paper towels are. I'm using standard white ones and I prefer to use the blue, but I don't know where those are either. Maybe they're hanging out together. Okay. So, let's see. Gotta decide what colors to use for this one. Don't know if I should do black and white or blue and white. What should a president be? I'm afraid to do red, white, and blue because that could look really weird. I don't know. You know what I think I'm gonna do? Before I start painting, I'm gonna use charcoal to get a good idea on how to draw this. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Grab my charcoal. See how this goes. I haven't actually done this before, so let me see. on. I haven't done this on a canvas before, so we're gonna try it. He looks like a baby man in my drawing anyway. I'm gonna approach this in a different way, I think. I am. I just need to draw it first because I don't have a sketch on here yet, and I was gonna try to paint it straight, but I was getting too nervous about it. So I'm just doing a quick sketch first to try to figure out where everything's gonna go. I'm trying to kind of make it the same size as that printout. Trying, keyword. I don't know. But this will help me correct things without getting too messy. I can quickly erase something instead of wasting paint while I'm figuring everything out. So it's kind of coming together. Yeah. I have to try to get a likeness, and if I'm not happy with it, I might end up doing what I normally do. For commissions, that is. All right. I guess I'll start painting. I don't even think y'all can hear music anymore, can you? It was on my iPad. Oh, you can. Okay. I have my own music playing, so I wasn't sure. Here I go. Pardon me while I figure this out. Trying to figure out how to see what y'all are saying again. I think I lost it. Let's see. Okay. I think I see them now. Not completely happy with how this is turning out, but I can fix it as I go. I definitely want it to look like the president. Don't really know if I'm going to have a good likeness of him right now. Well, maybe. I might be close. Oh, darn. I just realized something. His eyes are too far apart. Gotta fix it. That looks a little bit better already. I'm not used to painting this small. stuck.
Okay, sounds good. Arc ACR, bro. Can you even see what I'm painting? I feel like you can't really see it. I wonder if I could make it bigger for me so I can see if you can see it. I'm not used to using my phone on the side like this.
think that's as good as it gets for tonight. For this one, anyway.
I'm gonna take a break, guys.